Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh. Wa na'udzu billahi min syururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. Man yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa man yudlilhu fala hadiya lahu. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarika lahu wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim wa barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim fil alamin innaka Hamidum Majid. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli, amma ba'd. Alhamdulillah, all praises be to Allah. We praise Him, we ask for His forgiveness, we ask for His help. We seek refuge with Allah from the wickedness of ourselves and the badness of our deeds. I bear witness there's no God except Allah, only Him, no associate for Him. And I bear witness that Muhammad is His messenger and His servant. Upon Him all the good prayer and also peace from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our topic today, inshallah, continuing from in the 10th rules, because we said in introduction and two examples being given by the scholars about how you understand the soul, because knowing the character of your soul, or knowing what is the soul is in reality, will help you in amending and treating or curing the soul. Because not knowing what is the situation of the soul is actually will not make you easy to purify your soul. For that, inshallah, we continue about the examples of the soul. In last topic, last week, we took the examples being given by Al-Imam Al-Ajuri rahimahullah, that he gave us the parables or the examples of the soul with the owner of the soul. Is like the one having foal or colt, a small horse, a young horse, that he have to train, even though the horse is from a good breed and also have a beauty or look, a good look, but the benefit of this horse only come to him or to the owner or to the rider if he know or he train and give manners to the horse correctly, either by he doing it by himself or giving the horse to be trained by a trainer that know how to train the horse and also have patience in training the horse. So it's the same as when you want to train your soul and you purify your soul, you have to have the patience and the knowledge. Two things that are being said by Imam Al-Ajuri rahimahullah. So today we will continue with second parables or second examples for us to understand what is the relationship between the owner of the soul, ourselves and our soul. When we want to purify our soul or to make it better, what is the examples or the understanding that we have to have. He said here, page number 41, Al-Mithalu Thani, second example, Darabahu al-Imamu Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah, qala, being made by Imam Ibn Qayyim rahimahullah, he said, An-Nafsu jabalun azimun syakun fi tariqis sayri ila Allah azza wa jalla. He said the soul is actually a mountain, a big mountain, a difficult big mountain in road going towards Allah azza wa jalla. You want to go to Allah, but your soul is actually like a big mountain, big difficult mountain. Wa kullu sa'irin la tariqa lahu illa ala dhalikal jabal. And everybody who want to go towards Allah, there's no road for them, for him, except to go through that mountain. to go to that mountain. Fala budda an yantahiya ilayh, and it's actually no way for anybody except to arrive at the mountain. Walakin minhum man huwa syaqun alaihi wa minhum man huwa sahlun alaihi wa innahu la yasirun ala man yassarahu Allahu alaihi. But he said here, from among them who arrive at the mountain, those are people who the mountain is difficult for them or for him, and among them those who there are people who the mountain is easy for him, and actually the easiness or the difficulty is by the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because the first thing that we said, that anybody want to perfect the soul, then if Allah ta'ala want it and will it, then only he can do it. But nobody can purify his soul by himself. Allah is the one who purified the soul. So that's why he said here that when arriving at the mountain, some of people, some human being, the mountain is so hard for them. But some people, the mountain is so easy. But he said here, the mountain is actually easy upon whoever being made easy for him by Allah. By Allah. If Allah Ta'ala made it easy, then only that is easy for him. If not, then this is difficult for him. So that's what it will come to the rules now, number 1, number 2, number 3 that we learned before, starting from Tawheed towards Allah, and secondly supplication or dua to Allah, asking for the purification of the soul, because the soul cannot be purified except by the permission by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. Wa fi dhalika al-jabalu awdiyatun wa syu'ubun wa aqabatun wa wuhudun wa syawkun wa awsajun wa ulayqun wa shibrakun wa lususun yaqtati'una at-tariqa 'ala as-sa'irina wa la siyama ahlul layli mudlijin. And on that mountain that you want to pass by, to pass the mountain, go towards Allah, the mountains actually have valleys and also have roads and passes, and also the mountain have difficulties, high ground, and also have steep side towards it, and also there are thorn tree that with thorn along the side of the road, and also thorn bush or shrub also always have on the side of the way. And also there are bandits who actually will rob on the road upon whoever pass by the road. And that's all of that is actually will become more difficult or more dangerous towards whoever go through that road at night in the dark of the night, and they pass the road, so all the difficulties is there. So it's actually being given not just the mountain but also difficulties on the mountain. فَإِذَا لَمْ يَكُنْ مَعَهُمْ عُدَدُ الْإِيمَانِ وَمَصَابِهِ الْيَقِينِ تَتَّقِدُ بِزَيْتِ الْإِخْبَاتِ وَإِلَّا تَعَلَّقَتْ بِهِمْ تِلْكَ الْمَوَانِعُ وَتَشَبَّثَتْ بِهِمْ تِلْكَ الْقَوَاطِعُ وَحَالَتْ بَيْنَهُمْ بَيْنَ السَّيْرِ. If whoever want to pass that mountain, they doesn't have the preparation of iman, and also they don't have the light of yaqeen in himself, means assurance about going there, because and yaqeen or confidence inside a person can only come starting from knowledge, because knowledge is the thing that will make you go towards something or doing something confidently. Because without knowledge, you will always doing something by assumption, maybe maybe not. That is not the way a person can pass that mountain. For that, he said here, first thing first, if whoever want to pass the mountain, they doesn't have the preparation of iman, and also they doesn't have the light of the candle or the light of yakin, confidence. Tattaqidu bi zaitil ikhbat, and the confidence is actually not just come because of your self pride, but actually being lightened with humbleness, because the road the soul cannot be tamed or cannot be controlled by yourself except by the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah help you, then you can. That's why he said here, you have to have the confidence, but the confidence must have being lightened with the oil of humbleness. Wa illa, if that is not the preparation, the person that want to pass the mountain have, all the difficulties, all the hurdle will cling to him, to them, and also all the stop, all the things that will help their move, will always come to it one after another, and it will be hold off upon them between the road and going on or stop by, because they cannot move on if they don't have the first thing, the two things that being said here, the preparation of iman and also the confidence, the light of confidence that being lightened by the oil of humbleness. فإن أكثر السائرين فيه رجعوا على أعقابهم لما عجزوا عن قطعه واقتحام عقباته, because most of those who's actually moving on the roads and trying to pass the mountain, most of them actually go back, return to their original place when they actually weak from passing the mountain, and also to pass the difficulties, the hurdle that on the mountain. That is whatever, because our soul is actually being given by Allah Ta'ala desires. That desires in our soul is actually the thing that will make us difficult to overcome anything that will help to purify our soul, because the desires of want to always being praised or want to have all the goodness in his life, in this life, and also the feeling to have everything easy on yourself is actually the things that will make the purification of the soul is actually become difficult, because the soul itself have that desires. This is the comparison when we compare the things that make the angels doesn't disobey the command of Allah. Is starting from there, they don't have the desires like us. The soul or their soul or their self doesn't have that desires, but we human being, like animals, have desires in our soul, wanting to eat, wanting to drink, wanting to marry, wanting to have everything in this life, because Allah Ta'ala said in Surah An-Nisa, verse number 20, no, not An-Nisa, in Surah Al-Imran, verse number 14. Allah Ta'ala said in that verse, Zuyyina lin-nasi hubbu shahwat, is being adorned upon the human, hubbu shahwat, beautiful, hubbu shahwat, loving the desires towards women, minan nisa wal banin, and also sons, wal qanatir al muqantarati min al-dhahab wal fiddah, and heap some of gold and silver. Wal khayl musawwamati, fine branded houses. Wal an'ami wal harth, and also the cattle, and also actually tirt land, means that all the things that you you say you grown, like paddy in Malaysia or in other places, wheat. So everything that is actually being made by Allah inside our soul, loving that things. And Allah said, "Dzalika mata'ul hayati dunya." That's actually the enjoyment of worldly life. Wallahu indahu husnul ma'ab. Allah Ta'ala, with him, the best return is actually with him. So because of that, when Ibn Qayyim said here about the difficulties on the soul, how the soul is actually have many difficulties, because on that soul there is desire or loving worldly things, the things that actually not happening towards the angel. The angel doesn't have that desires. So that desires actually can be said that all the things that when you pass the mountain, all the shrub, the thorn, all the steep pass, all the hurdle or the obstacles, is actually the things that already inside the soul, and whatever being called as the deceit from shaitan, you can say is actually is other than that, whatever inside your soul, because your soul itself have that tendency, wanting the worldly things is actually is there, not because of the shaitan. The shaitan come and he given here other parables or examples. Wasyaitanu ala kullati dhalikal jabal ay a'lahu yuhadhdhiru an-nasa min su'udihi wa irtifa'ihi wa yukhawifuhum minhu fayattafiqu mashaqqatu as-su'udi wa qu'udi dhalikal mukhawwifu ala kullatihi wa dha'fu azimati sa'iri wa niyatihi fayatawalladu min dhalikal inqita'u war ruju' wal ma'sum man asamahu Allah. And shaitan is actually on the kullah of the mountain, means on the top of the mountain. You want to overcome, you want to pass the mountain, and shaitan is actually stay at the top of the mountain and always giving warning towards human, towards mankind, who actually from trying to climb the mountain and go up of the mountain, towards the mountain, and he will scare them from the mountain. You say something, no, don't come up, this is not good. So the voices will come. The desires inside your soul is one thing, and the sound from the voices from shaitan is other thing. So when it's actually when fayattafiqu, when actually the two things, the two sides become one, actually the difficulties of climbing the mountain, and also the one who scare you from the mountain is on the top of the mountain. So when the two things is there, dha'ufa azimatu sa'iri wa niyatuhu dha'ufa azimatu sa'iri wa niyatuhu, the confidence, the determination of the one who passing the road, the mountain, and his will become weak, because you are actually in difficult, and the one who actually cheering up for you is not cheering up but scaring you from going up to the mountain. He said, you will fall, don't come here, nothing is good here, and everything actually become one, and it will be made the determination and the will of a person become weak. Then from that fayatawalladu, from that the movement of stopping from going through, or return to the back, doesn't go further, actually will happen. And the one who actually being protected from that, all of that is actually whoever being protected by Allah. If Allah Ta'ala protect you from that, first overcoming the difficulties on purifying your soul, or stopping the shaitan, stopping the shaitan from giving you bad voices or bad advice. It's actually the thing that only can be done by Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. That's why you have to always, that we have taken in our lessons before, the purification of the soul is actually just will only happen if Allah Ta'ala wanted it to happen to you. So that's why always asking from Allah Ta'ala help and ask for His guidance is actually continuously being done. Like we said before, when Allah Ta'ala want us to understand these things, He told us to in our prayer 17 times a day, you will always say Ihdinas siratal mustaqim, Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim, guide us, O Allah, to the straight path, the straight road, guide us. You don't say that I will come by myself, but you always have to have you have to depend to Allah all the time. Wa kullama raqiya as-sa'iru fi dhalikal jabali ishtadda bihi siyahul qati'i wa tahdhiruhu wa takhwifuhu, fa idza qata'ahu wa balagha kullatahu inqalabat tilkal makhawifu kulluhunna amana. He said here, every time the one who actually going to pass the mountain, who going through the mountain, actually excel or become more at the top, nearer to the top. The shout from the one who want for you to stop from going on, actually become louder. The shout become louder. Also the warning from him, also the scaring from him become louder. But if the person pass the top of the mountain and arrive at the top, then all the scaring thing, all the scared being told by shaitan, by the one who shouting at the top of the mountain, everything will become safety. You feel safe after arriving at the top, because you ignore the calling of the shaitan. Wa hina idzin yashulu as-sayru wa tazulu anhu al-awaridu at-tariq wa mashaqqatu al-aqabat wa yara tariqan wasi'an amina. And at that time, when you arrive at the top and you can ignore the calling or the shouting of the shaitan, then only after that the movement, the road become easy, and all the obstacles from the road will go away. Also difficulties of the road, also the difficulties of the mountain also will go away. And the person who arrives at the top, he will see a wide safe road upon him, in front of him, because all the obstacles is actually on going up towards the mountain. After going down, then he will see the clear road and the safe road for him, and also the wide road for him to go towards Allah. That the road is actually yufdi bihi ila manazili wa manahili wa alayhi al-a'lamu wa fihi al-iqamatu qad uiddat li raqbir rahman. And then he will come into the road will take him towards safety, houses, places of water. That all the road after that is actually have the sign. The sign is there. When you are going towards to the top of the mountain, climbing it, it's actually all you don't have the guidance. You all will see difficulties only. But after coming down to the road, like Ibn Qayyim is saying here, all the sign is there. all the sign is there, all the sign is being given to you, and also at that places is there are places for you to stay for a while, to make sure to always reassure yourself what is happening, and all of that is actually being prepared for the one who actually going towards Ar-Rahman. Whoever in the caravan Ar-Rahman will be assured like that, will be give the safe pass for the road. That is only after what we told here by Ibn Qayyim, you can overcome your self-desire and you can overcome the calling, the shouting or the calling of the shaitan. Then only whatever after that will become easy for you. فَبَيْنَ الْعَبْدِ وَبَيْنَ السَّعَادَةِ وَالْفَلَحِ. So between a servant and between a servant and the happiness and the success, what will make him to pass between that hurdle, the calling of the shaitan and also the difficulties of overcoming the desires, is actually the things that will make him pass: quwwatu azimatin wa sabru sa'atin wa syaja'atu nafsin wa sabatu qalbin wal fadlu biyadillahi yu'tihi man yasha wallahu dzul fadlil azim. He said here, between the servant and happiness and also success is actually quwwatul azimatin, strong determination. You have to have a strong determination when you want to overcome your self-desire or overcome the calling of the shaitan. You have to, first thing first, strong determination. Not to feel that you are actually weak, doesn't have the confidence. No, you have to have the determination, continuing, even though when you are going towards that, towards passing the top of the mountain, you will always have the maybe we say drop into some places that actually you don't want. Maybe the thorn will hit, will make you will make you feel the pain. All of it is actually the things that if you overcome with confidence, with determination, continuously. And also you have to have sabru sa'atin, to have a patient, even if a second, means that every time you have to you want to do something, you have to have the patience, because having a patient in yourself, not to back away when you have difficulties, you go in. That is not the way that you overcome the mountain. And also you have to have the bravery of this, you have to have the bravery of the soul, the self. Because if you don't have the bravery, then how can you left out all your desires? Because you want to perfect the soul, but you don't have the bravery to go opposite of what your self desires. You want to, like we say, not running towards the worldly matters extensively, but at the same time, the calling of the shaitan and your self desire is actually wanting you to become rich, and you want you to always running towards the worldly matters. So you have to have that courage, the courage to left that all that things in yourself. If you have that courage, then only you can say overcome that obstacles. It's something like this. When you are learning, or you take further study in universities or in upper level of education, most of us, from the desire of our soul, will say that we want to learn to make our economy become better. Means that, why do you learn? Why do you go to university? Why do you go to school? Why do you read? He said, because knowledge is power. But the meaning of the power there is actually concerning to upgrade your social status from middle class to upper class, and the class is actually concerning influence, concerning money and everything. But how can, when you want to learn, you want to say that I don't go into learning in my life because I want to make my self better, because it's actually things that in our soul, if you don't have the bravery to say that I am learning not because to get money, it's something that is so difficult for us. If you not really have the courage to assure yourself that Allah Ta'ala, all the risk, all the gift of your life, your money, your house, your car, your motorcycle, your clothes, is actually is bestowed by Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. All of it is actually risk from Allah. Is given to you not because you have the knowledge, because sometimes some people are not smart and doesn't have the knowledge, and maybe didn't pass the elementary or secondary studies, but become rich people, because this is what Allah Ta'ala want to give to you as a reminder that your social status or your money didn't come from you, from your knowledge, because knowledge is one thing, and the wealth is the other. So if you want to say in yourself that you doesn't want to worry about the worldly matters or your wealth, is something that you have to have the courage, because a person that doesn't have the courage, the self courage, like a person that have the knowledge but doesn't want to say the truth. He have the knowledge, but because in his soul there's no courage for him to say the truth, even though the truth will make you lose your wealth. People will not hear from you anymore. We want to listen to you, and all your wealth, popularity will go away. This thing, when you want to overcome the desire to always have the wealth, being respected by people, if you don't have the courage in yourself, then you cannot overcome that desire. That's why when I say about when you go to learn, because in learning, Allah Ta'ala have given all the encouragement for us to learn by giving for those who go and learn a knowledge or want to gain a knowledge with paradise. The Prophet SAW said, "Man salaka tariqan yaltamisu fihi ilman, sahalallahu lahu bihi tariqan lil jannah." Whoever go into a way, a road, and just to have a knowledge, then Allah Ta'ala will open for him a road towards the heaven, because of the knowledge seeking effort being done by that person. So when you want to go and learn, it's actually you are actually doing things that Allah Ta'ala told you to do. So you should not have in yourself the feeling that I want to do this because of other than Allah. But to make sure that you can overcome this, the things about the passion, the determination, and also the bravery inside yourself, it must be there. If you don't have the bravery, like I said, then you cannot overcome that obstacle. You will always return. You have the knowledge, but you don't have the courage to say the truth, because you're afraid you will lose everything that you already gained in your life. So no further advancement in your self-purification. Your soul will be there or lesser than the place that you want to go. You all can overcome everything, but at that place you stay there because you cannot overcome. When a person can overcome that obstacles, then he become better than himself before. Wasabatu qalbin, also the fitness of your heart. must be fixed towards something, fixed towards to want to go to Allah, fixed to want to have the favor of Allah. You have to have that fitness inside your soul. You cannot say that today I want, the other day, the second day I doesn't want, I don't care, because the thing that will make you doesn't overcome your self-replication and doesn't come the calling of the shaitan. It's actually because of you don't have the fixed soul or the fixed heart towards something. Because a person only will work so hard for something when he have the fitness in fix his heart on something. You want to go to Allah, then fix your heart. That don't ever change your mind. Don't say that today I'm okay, second day I doesn't want. Because if you fix you make your heart fixed towards something, actually you want to have to that only things, then only your passion, your determination and your courage will come. But all of this, when you say, Ibn Qayyim said, wal fadlu biyadillah, but all the bestow and the giving is actually in the hand of Allah. Yu'tihi man yasha, he give it to anybody he will. Anybody he want, he will give. Wallahu dhul fadl azim, and Allah Ta'ala is actually the one who having the great bestow upon his creation. So like when we read these examples that we said earlier, it's actually the desires in your heart is on the obstacles, and the calling of the shaitan is on the top of the mountain. So if you can overcome, then after that it actually will be easier. Only that the last topic, the ninth rules, that not to have ever been deceived by you by your achievements or your goodness, must be always a person must always have that feeling. Don't ever be overconfident and doesn't have the feeling to afraid that Allah Ta'ala can change your desire, your heart at any time He want. Because when you come down the mountain, yes, the road will be easier, because a person that doesn't care about worldly matters, doesn't care about having all his pride or his popularity of his wealth go away, because you want Allah Ta'ala. That is actually the things that will can be overcome. A person that, like examples, a person who already experienced death in his family members. A person that already experienced death in his family members. That person, if he can be patient at that moment, then the second time, if another death happen, he will become calm, doesn't feel anything. A person that have lost his money in his life, or not a small portion, big portion of his money. The second time the thing happen, if the first time happen, he can calm himself and have rida, acceptance towards what Allah Ta'ala have already predestined for him. The person that have that can have that passion and also rida when it happen. If he lost another thing after that, the first one, the second time will be easier. That is what being given by Ibn Qayyim as an example. Because once you pass the obstacle, second time you come to it, you will always become easier for you. But if you never ever before being tested with that thing, then the problem will come. The obstacle will be harder for you. So when overcoming all the shout and also the desires from your heart, after you pass it, whatever after that will become easier. But like we said, don't ever be deceived by your self-confidence, that you say that I will not be ever being return again to the original state of myself before purification, because you cannot have that overconfident, because Allah Ta'ala is the one who make your heart to turn either side that he want. Then that's why the Prophet SAW always pray to Allah, or always supplicate to Allah by saying, Ya muqallibal qulub, thabbit qalbi ala dinik. Oh, the one who turn over the heart to become either side, to like something or to hate something. Ya muqallibal qulub, thabbit qalbi ala dinik. Make my heart fix on your religion. So the Prophet himself is actually afraid about that, and he teach us that don't ever have that overconfidence in yourself, because after you have passed the top of the mountain or the top of the obstacles, whatever after that is actually easier. Whatever after that is actually easier. You can always see this even in your feeling when you want to you have a journey to a place that you actually searching for the place, maybe right or left. You don't have that clear view of the destination. Then when you are going, you will take longer time to arrive. But when you return from that place, don't you feel that it is easier to go back to go back than going to? When you want to go to one destination, coming back from the destination essentially will become easier, even faster than going. You go to the place, this destination, you take 3 hours, and you're coming back 2 hours. That is always what happen. Your feeling, even the terrain, the road become more familiar for you. Then it's actually easier for you after that. So the overcoming the obstacles and not listening to the call, the shout or the calling of the shaitan ongoing is actually things that actually must be always with you. And Allah Ta'ala, the only one who will give the bestow upon whoever he want. وَهَذَا الْمَثَلُ يُبَيِّنُ لَنَا حَالَ النَّفْسِ أَيْضًا. This example also is actually describing to us the state or the condition of the soul. The state or the condition of the soul. وَأَنَّهَا تَحْتَاجُ مِنْ صَاحِبِهَا إِلَى تَعَاهُدِ وَمُعَالَجَةِ وَمُدَاوَةِ. That the soul needs from its owner to always checking your soul. Always check your soul in sadness, or in happiness, in difficulties, or in having all the ni'mah from Allah. You have to have always to recheck your soul, recheck yourself, and also to amend, to treat, and also to cure if you have that something that is actually not right. Because when you return to your soul and you check your soul, you find something is not right, then you correct it. And after if there's any sickness or illness there, you have to treat it, and to cure it. Because having that, always looking back to your soul and checking on it, is actually, that's the way, like a person who climb a mountain, always checking the surrounding, always checking the way, not just walking without seeing. Because if you walk without seeing, then all the obstacle will stop you. The bandits is there, everything will stop you, because you are not achieving anything if just this worldly matter is your goal. Because Allah Ta'ala is the last destination for you. This world, when we have something in this world, anything you desire, you want to achieve. There's a person want to buy a smartphone. After he got the smartphone, the expensive smartphone, and he be using it, the self is actually will not be satisfied. The person will feel that he wants something else. Then after getting that second thing, he will think about the third things, and continuously like that. If you look back to yourself when you are small, a little child, you are dreaming about having bicycle, and then after you have that bicycle, you want motorcycle. After you have motorcycle, you want a car. After you have the car, you want to marry a woman. After you marry, you want to have a house, After you have a house, you want children. After that, actually continuously, the things that actually that likeness will not fulfill your soul. Your soul always have emptiness. You always feel that you doesn't arrive at the destination. You always doesn't feel satisfied with whatever you have, because the real goal of yourself is actually arriving towards Allah. Then the obstacles on your soul, you must overcome it, and the calling of the shaitan, you must not to listen to it. فَإِنْ لَمْ يُجَاهِدْهَا بِالطَّرِيقِ الشَّرْعِي, if the person doesn't overcome, doesn't strive his soul by the way of syara', by the way given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through his prophets or through his messengers, then he will also وَيَصْبِرُ عَلَى ذَلِكَ, and he have to have patience on that. Means that strive his soul and have the patience to go on continuously by the way of syar'i. Because sometimes we can see that some people can have the patience but doesn't have the way of syara'. If you look at the people, the Buddhist people as example, when you become a monk, because any normal Buddhist is actually not achieving anything yet, but if he become a monk, left everything from worldly matters, then from their perspective, the person already overcome one obstacles in his life, lefting out no marry, no wealth, no belonging, everything. And even they actually have the rules about all the monk cannot work, work to get their food, because they said that if you work and you get your food by working, you will start to have the feeling of owning something. You own something. Then when you own something, you will start to feel that you are better than others if the things that you get is more than others. And after that, you will start to think about your self-pride. I have many, this person doesn't have anything. Why should I respect him? He must respect me. And the things start to escalate. By the starting of just working and having worldly matters as your possession, you will start to feel like that. In Islam, in the way of syara', you can have all that things. You can have the wealth, you can have the house, marry a woman, have children, have farms, and have cattle. But when the test from Allah come to you, for you to sacrifice some of it, some of your wealth for charity, or your time, or your time towards doing goodness. All the things actually, when you have that test, if you pass that test, you are better than before, and the test will always come to you. So in Islam, you will be taught to not having, but you can have anything from this world, but always to firstly is the thing come to you by right way, means that halal. You don't ever cheat or lie to anybody to get the things. Secondly, how to distribute that things that you got from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when you are giving away, you have the test from Allah ta'ala. Allah ta'ala said in the Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 177, when Allah ta'ala want to say about the goodness, because people saying that if you face your face in worshipping the God, toward this is better than this, or towards the east is better than the west. So Allah Ta'ala said, "Laisal birra an tuwallu wujuhakum qibala al-masyriq wal maghrib." The goodness is not that you face your face towards the east or the west, masyriq wal maghrib, east or the west. Walakin al-birra, but the goodness is actually man amana billah wal yawmil akhir, whoever believe in Allah and the last day, wal malaikah wal kitab wan nabiyyin, the angels and the books revealed by Allah, revelation of Allah, and the prophets. And secondly, after you have the belief, Allah Ta'ala come to the test. When I said you can have everything, but then Allah will test you. وَآتَ الْمَالَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ. And goodness is actually a person give away the belonging, or whatever Allah Ta'ala give to him, ala hubbihi, even though he loved that things. He loved his money, he loved his wealth, but he give away even though he loved it. That is actually the way Allah Ta'ala, the way of Shara, to teach or to train or to nurture the soul to become better, overcome your desire, not to have not to throw away your desire, like in Buddhist way, throw away your desire, don't have anything. In Islam, you can have anything, but you must always say have that feeling that the things that you got is no bigger than Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, no bigger than the Prophet SAW, no bigger than to achieve the love of Allah. Then only your soul become better. That is the way of Shara. That is the way of Shara. That's why we see, like we said before, that the Prophet upon them good prayer and also peace. Allah Ta'ala said in Quran, in the surah Ar-Ra'd, verse number 38. Verse number 38, Allah Ta'ala said, وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا رُسُلًا مِنْ قَبْلِكَ. O Muhammad, we have sent before you messengers, and not one, messengers, many messengers before you. وَجَعَلْنَا لَهُمْ أَزْوَاجًا وَذُرِّيَّةً. And we made for those messengers spouses and also offsprings, children. The messengers before you, they are human like you, O Muhammad, and they actually marry women and have children. If that is the state of the prophets or the messenger of Allah, then and they are the best people, the best people. For example, for us to follow, and the example for us to be better in the sight of Allah. Then Allah Ta'ala didn't told them to throw away all your desires. You have that desires, but the desire must bow down, must follow the command of Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. That is the way of Shara. That's the way of Shara. So, like I said here by the author, you must have two things. First, you must strive your soul. You must strive your soul. You must make it feel tired or work. Make the soul work in the way of Shara, the way of Shara, the way that being taught to us by the prophets, and the messengers from Allah, not by the philosophy or the thinking of a human being. Sometimes the thinking can be right and wrong, but the prophet and the messengers of Allah, all their teaching is being assured by Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Being assured, it is the truth by Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. That is the differences. One, you gamble yourself, can be or cannot be, but the other is actually by the command and by the guidance of Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. So if a person doesn't strive his soul with the way of Shara and be patient upon it, tafallatat minhu, the soul will run away from it, wadayyathu, and he will actually make the soul will not come with benefit. Everything from the soul will be not benefit for him. So that's actually the last example, or the second example being given, and by that, we have finished all 10 rules of self-deprecation being written here by our beloved Sheikh Abderrazzaaq Al-Badr, when he give us 10 rules of self-purification for us to take step by step in purifying our soul. So inshallah, we will after this finish the khatimah because here the khatimah also quite long, because it's actually conclusion for all the 10 rules that we have learned before. I mean, Allah Ta'ala make it easy for us, because Allah Ta'ala is the one that can make easy any obstacle for anybody He want. One of the prayer, the supplication narrated from the Prophet ﷺ, we can know about that meaning of the dua is concerning our topic, when the Prophet said, Allahumma la sahla illa ma ja'altahu sahla. Oh Allah, there's no easiness except what you make it easy. Wa anta taj'alul hazana idza syi'ta sahla. And you will make difficult thing become easy when you want it. If you want to make it easy, then easy for us. Walillahil hamd. We finish our topic today. Inshallah we will see the question, if there any question. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Okay. Assalamualaikum. How can we understand doa Allahumma muqallibal qulub? Okay. Actually, when we say that the prayer or the supplication of ya muqallibal qulub, Allahumma ya muqallibal qulub, oh Allah, the one who turn over continuously, because qalaba is actually qalaba one side. When I take something, actually my handphone, I do one time, so qalab tu. But in the dua, Allah Ta'ala is being called as muqalliba. It's a qallaba. Qallaba means turning continuously, one after time to another time. So not just one sit, because and in that dua, the word being used is qallaba, ya muqallibal qulub. In Arabic, whenever you add up a letter, then the meaning will become different, because qallaba means one time. It's qallaba, continuously to turn. Then Allah Ta'ala is actually, when He make us to love something or hate something, is something that is actually not in our control. As an example, something happened in my family, when my father-in-law, first my sisters-in-law, they actually like to have new food. Sometimes try new food, like when the start of Korean drama in Malaysia become something popular, people start to eat kimchi. Kimchi is actually fermented vegetables being fermented and being put with chilies and everything, and being safe to stay a longer period. So okay, the smell is actually not really that nice. The smell of kimchi is not really that nice. But then my father-in-law actually, one time my sisters-in-law opened a bottle of kimchi inside the house. Then he shout, "What is that? This bad smell? It smell like fart. Kentut." Kan, apa benda busuk kentut. He said, "What is this? Kan, bad smell. Smell like fart." That is the first thing that he said. And I laugh towards my sister-in-law. I laugh loud because what I heard from my father-in-law. But after that, a few months after that, his grandson, his beloved grandson, become liking the vegetables. So starting from that point, he himself eating the vegetable and liking it. And whenever we want to return to his hometown, to his village, in Eid or other occasion or in vacation, he will always told us to bring a bottle or 2 bottles of kimchi. Even though at start he said, "What is this bad smell? It smell like fart, like kentut." But now after that, the feeling become different. So liking something or not liking something is actually things that Allah Ta'ala make inside yourself. You have that desire to stay and learn, like most of you today, wallahil hamd, to take your time to stay with us and learn. It's something that being bestowed by Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. Because you can maybe you can have that ideas to do other things, maybe going to the groceries, or maybe eating, or watching television, watching movies. You can always have that option. But if Allah Ta'ala make yourself, your desire, or your feeling, one thing that you want to stay and learn, even though the ustaz who teaching you cannot speak English properly, you stay with us until the end and have question and interact with us. That's actually things that Allah Ta'ala is the one who made you to feel like that. You have that patience, you have that sense. That is what, when you ask Allah, oh Allah, the one who turn over continuously the hearts. Thabbit qalbi, make my heart steadfast, make my heart continue or fix on your religion. That is the meaning of that doa. Okay. If we hard situation, example, angry, why sometimes we suddenly choose evil action? Okay, that's why when you feel angry or you feel aroused by bad things, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the Quran itself, Allah Ta'ala told us to seek refuge with him from shaitan. If you realize the thing is actually not for you to continue, because to have the angry feeling is normal. To be aroused by sexual things, or to have the thing desire inside yourself is normal. You are a normal human being. To have that desire is not things that actually forbidden, because you cannot control the feeling. Because sometimes a person make jokes to you, you don't feel anything. But sometimes a person make jokes to you and you actually feel angry. The angry feeling is justified. But how do you channel your angry your feeling, your angry feeling? How do you channel it? You shout, you hit the person. How does you do it? So whenever a person who always recheck himself when he want to feel angry, he recheck himself. What am I doing now? So check himself. If he feel that the angry is still there, then the person should say, "A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim." Because the Prophet SAW happened in front of him, two of the companion of the Sahaba was arguing each other, and the argument heated up until one of them is actually the narrator of the hadith said they can see the vein on his neck actually become bigger. When he starts to shout, the vein is actually become visible. So the Prophet was with his companion. The Prophet said, I know a word that if this angry person say this word, then Allah Ta'ala will make go away his feeling. The angriness that he is having at that time will go away if he say a word. Then the word is actually A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. I seek refuge with Allah from the shaitan ar-rajim. So when you say that, then Allah Ta'ala will protect you. So the continuation of being angry and doing after that, the evil thing after that, is actually if you doesn't seek refuge with Allah, you doesn't remember Allah Ta'ala. Sometimes a person being reminded by his brother, be patient. At that time when reminder came to you, you must follow. That's why you say the humbleness you must have the humbleness to be corrected by others, to be corrected by whoever give advice to you. You must not have the ego. They're saying that I learn more than you. I went to Yemen, I went to Egypt, I went to Saudi Arabia to learn. You, what do you know? You want me to be patient? What do you know? You just stay in Malaysia, doesn't learn Arabic and Islam like me. So that feeling is actually will make yourself follow the second step, third step of the shaitan. That's why seek refuge with Allah when you feel you being tempted or you being aroused with angriness or with sexual desire or anything by shaitan, then seek refuge with Allah. Say a'udhu billahi minasyaitanir rajim, or in your own language. You must ask from Allah protection from the shaitan. Don't overconfident, say that I can overcome it. No, you must always seek refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, so the second thing that will happen, evilness will happen, is actually because you don't seek refuge with Allah, or a reminder came to you, then you don't want to retract, you to take back your action, and that is the problem. Because everybody will be tempted by shaitan, but whoever realize that he want to have the redha of Allah, he want Allah Ta'ala to be pleased with him, then he will stop from doing something that Allah Ta'ala doesn't like. Even like you say before, Abu Bakar As-Siddiq radhiyallahu anhu in Surah An-Nur, verse number 22. Verse number 22. Okay, in this verse is actually concerning an incident when the hypocrites in Medina, they make rumors about bad rumors about Aisha radhiyallahu anha, saying that Aisha have secret things with other men. Safwan in the Mu'tal, even though it still doesn't happen, because Aisha radhiyallahu anha being left out from the caravan, the caravan of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She want to find her necklace that actually she forgot. Then the caravan actually moving away, she was left out. This story is actually known as Hadith al-Ifk, the story, or the story about the big lie. Even the topic is a big lie. Even Allah Ta'ala in the Quran call what happened to Aisha is a big lie by the hypocrites. So anyway, when the rumors being spread, one of the family of Abu Bakr, father of Aisha radhiyallahu anha, Abu Bakr As-Siddiq, he actually the person is actually being supported by Abu Bakr. He came to Medina as a poor person, so Abu Bakr is actually continuously giving his support, money support to him, because he newly arrived at Medina. So Abu Bakr is actually paying everything for him. The name is of the person is Mistah bin Athasah. So he from the family of Abu Bakr, but when he actually one of the one who spread the story, the untrue story, so Abu Bakr become angry towards him, and Abu Bakr actually have vowed to Allah, have vowed to Allah Ta'ala that he will not support that person anymore. So Allah Ta'ala wanted Abu Bakr to change his mind. Then he sent the verse number 22 of Surah An-Nur. Allah Ta'ala say in that ayah, وَلَا يَأْتَلِ أُولُو الْفَضْلِ مِنْكُمْ, and let not those who of virtue among you. You have all the virtue, all the goodness and wealth. Ulul fadl minkum, among you. Wasa'ati ayyutu, don't ever swear or vow not to give ayyutu ulil kurba, from giving aid to their relative, wal masakin wal muhajirin fi sabilillah, their relative, the needy and the immigrants for the cause of Allah. Falyafu wal yasfahu, let them pardon and overlook, don't ever think about it anymore. Then Allah Ta'ala said, Ala tuhibbuna yaghfirullahu lakum, don't you want Allah Ta'ala to forgive you? Means Allah Ta'ala is actually reminding Abu Bakr in this ayah not to follow the feeling that he have, stop giving aids or support, money support towards the person that is actually from his family that was spreading rumors, not good rumors about Aisha anha. He's not the first one who started it, but he is among those who actually spreading the rumors. So Abu Bakar, when Abu Bakar have that feeling, angry feeling that the person talking not good things about his daughter, the feeling is there, but to follow the action, then Allah Ta'ala remind him not to do. So we as a human being, we do have that other feeling, feeling angry, loving or anything, but not to you must always to recheck yourself every time you have a situation. First and foremost, first thing you must return to is Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. Think that what Allah Ta'ala like you to do. Don't ever say that I like to do this, even though Allah Ta'ala want me to do that. That is actually something that will not help you in purifying your soul. Okay. Is that the sign of our soul, our nafs is weak? Then shaitan take over our nafs until we forget what we have learned to control anger. But after a few days, you feel weird. Why did I do that? That is what you said before when we said about the soul. Continuously to remind your soul about Allah, about akhirah, about the last day. It will help you. So we feel the feeling will come, but how you overcome it? How you overcome it? That is the way you want to fight the soul. Ustaz, is this doa was same virtue like the previous one? Allahumma ya musarrifal qulubi sarrif qulubana ala ta'atik. Yes, it's the same meaning. Only that narration I need to check first. Okay, the meaning is the same, but narration yes, that's also the Allahumma musarrifal qulubi sarrif qulubana ala ta'atika is the same meaning like li muqallibal qulub. Sarafa is actually also to turn. Turn means that when something want to came to something, you turn it away. The one qallaba, turning like this. Sarafa means turn, overturn. The heart. Actually, that the words or the sirah or the wording of the second the hadith being asked is actually from the Sahih Muslim, number 2654, 2654. 2654. It's sahih. It also sahih. Sound sahih from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay. Wallahi alhamd. So alhamdulillah, no question anymore. So inshallah we will continue with our last actually closing inshallah next week about the khatimah, conclusion of the 10 rules that we already learned in purifying our soul. Wallahu a'lam. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa alihi wasallam. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Alhamdulillah anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.